Hello. It is me, your Tru Heel Phenom SP3, back once again with the 3 count with SP3. This is for November 28th, 2019. A happy Thanksgiving to all you subscribers, my Tru Heels, people that are just coming across this video and just want their latest wrestling news. Happy Thanksgiving to all of you. I'm thankful for you guys for watching this video, for subscribing to the Tru Heel Heat YouTube channel. We love to give you new and updated content every single week. We got the 3 count with SP3 3 times a week. We got Tru Heel Heat, the podcast and YouTube show, as well as many new and exciting segments. So we are thankful for all of you and hope that you will have something to be thankful for on this great day. So for November 28th, 2019, 3 count with SP3, we're going to be talking about more on Mauro Ranallo. We're going to be talking about Joey Janela's cryptic tweets and a new challenge awaiting. And we're going to be getting into some injury note from NXT last night. Because I'm so thankful for you guys, I'm going to give you a little bit extra for this 3 count. I'm going to have an extra count for you guys. And as well, I'm going to give my thoughts to start this video on AEW Dynamite and NXT last night. I thought both shows were very good again. Wednesdays just give you the best 2 quality wrestling television shows in the world today, with AEW Dynamite on TNT and NXT on USA. Both had very celebratory moods to start off the show for sure, with the Chris Jericho Thanksgiving celebration for La Champions, as well as the celebration for NXT being victorious at Survivor Series. I'm gonna say for this week, I give NXT the nod as the better show. Nothing like in particular, like my reasoning why. I would say it just felt like a more cohesive show. It had I think a lot of better matches on the show. I think nothing on the show was really necessarily bad. Everything had its purpose on the show. I could have done without like the Xia Li and Vanessa Bourne match, or Mansoor versus Shane Thorne, but other than that, I thought the show was very cohesive and great ending with the Tommaso Ciampa versus Finn Balor match. Tremendous performance by Roderick Strong, coming in the fly during the tag team title match, which we'll get on. That's one of the injury notes that we got to get to on the 3 count. AEW was a really good show as well. The Thanksgiving celebration for La Champion was hilarious. One of the best comedy segments of 2019 in professional wrestling. You had an excellent TV match. I say the best match of the night was Pac versus Omega 2. Just high impact, all action, 2 of the best wrestlers in the world, showing why they are the best. So I thought that was great, but I just felt like NXT was the better all around show. And I'm gonna predict for the 2nd week in a row. I said after Triple H cut his great promo at the end of Raw, saying that Raw and SmackDown was gonna be on NXT last week, that NXT was gonna win the ratings war last week. I think that NXT will make it 2 weeks in a row. They will come off of Survivor Series. They were pushed very hard and they delivered a very good show last night. So I think they're gonna win the ratings war for this 2nd week in a row. But let's see, I could be wrong. We'll find out on the next 3 count. I will mention it for sure. So the first count on the 3 count with SP3 for November 28th, 2019. Happy Thanksgiving to all. We got to talk about Mauro Ranallo. Unfortunately, Mauro Ranallo did not show up for NXT last night. They made an announcement at the beginning of the show, courtesy of WWE Hall of Famer Beth Phoenix, that Mauro would not be on the show tonight, and that he was replaced by Tom Phillips, and that they hope that they see Mauro next week. This follows up from everything that we talked about in the previous 3 count with SP3 about the Mauro Ranallo Corey Graves story, with Corey Graves putting out the tweets that kind of offended or disparaged Mauro Ranallo's performance at TakeOver War Games. Mauro Ranallo is a person that has been diagnosed with bipolar disorder. It's a chemical imbalance. Like he can't really control his emotions all the time. He can become very depressed or very angry when something like this happens. Corey Graves, like we talked about in the last episode, he's came out and apologized because he says he was stirring up controversy and trying to create a conversation for the show and for his podcast. He apologized if he offended anybody. It was in my opinion, a half-assed apology. I'll just call it like it is. Like I said on the last episode, I think Corey Graves has talent and he can be a very good announcer. Sometimes he can be very grating and annoying, but he can be a very good announcer. But he's all wrong in this situation. There's no right that I can come up with. I hear wrestling fans saying that Mauro should suck it up or grow a pair, and that's the wrong way to look at this, because we can't understand, especially if you don't have that mental illness, if you don't have bipolar disorder, you can never understand what he's going through. You can never understand the level of emotions that he's feeling right now when a coworker publicly disparaged him. Like, it's not like the coworker contacted him and told him, I think you're talking too much on air, or this is my criticism for you, or the coworker contacted you and saying, I'm gonna put out tweets to stir up controversy because we're working together tomorrow, or the coworker call out and tell you, we haven't even confirmed that the coworker has called out and called him and apologized for what he said. All we know for sure, Wrestling Observer Radio reported last night that Corey Graves has apologized to Frank Shamrock. Frank Shamrock is a very good friend of Mauro Ranallo. Frank Shamrock also came out with the tweet after Corey Graves' tweet that some of you guys have gotten used to Twitter and are not used to getting punched in the mouth. Basically, Frank Shamrock is a very good friend of Mauro Ranallo, and a lot of people pointed to that tweet as a reference to Corey Graves in his tweets. Corey Graves has apologized to Frank Shamrock, but like I said on the last 3 count, this is a story that's going to continue. We've got to find out if Mauro Ranallo is going to return to WWE. I am under the belief that he will. He will return to NXT. I don't know if it's next week. I don't know if it's the week after, but he will eventually return. But there's a lot to this. This is a bigger, widespread problem than just Corey Graves. It's a very bullying culture and environment in the WWE. Whether it's down in NXT, whether it's on the main roster, the culture in WWE has always been of that bully atmosphere, that bully environment, and this is just another case of it. Mauro has gone through this before. That's what makes it even worse with Corey Graves. That's what makes it really sad that this has happened again, because Corey Graves chose Mauro to stir up some controversy. Corey needs to work on, a better apology, in my opinion. His way of deflecting from the situation has been to use it on his podcast and kind of create the story that Dave Meltzer is a liar, when all Dave Meltzer did was report something that you tweeted and didn't have the common sense to delete, or say that you were drunk when you tweeted it. It's just ridiculous. The story is sad on one level, it's ridiculous on another level, but it's going to continue, and we're going to continue right here on the 3 count. 2nd count, we got to talk about Joey Janela. Joey Janela had a few cryptic tweets came out Tuesday night. He said that he didn't board the flight for AEW Dynamite. He said that he didn't, it hasn't been addressed how he was eliminated from the Dynamite Dozen Battle Royale, so he wouldn't be showing up, and that they were destroying the 14 years of work that he has created to become a star. He deleted that tweet. I don't know why, but it was a very cryptic tweet that he deleted, and he showed up at GCW's show last night in a surprise appearance by Joey Janela, and he accepted the challenge of Jon Moxley. Jon Moxley put out a challenge to the entire AEW roster on AEW Dynamite last night, saying that he is deaf awaits anyone that comes in the face of Jon Moxley, the baddest dude in all Elite Wrestling. And Joey Janela says that he's going to show the world why he has become a star, and he wants to do it in the main event of AEW Dynamite next week in Champaign, Illinois on December 4th. So I can't wait to see AEW announce this. Joey Janela and Jon Moxley had a very crazy, wild, non-sanctioned match at Fyter Fest in June over the summer. So I am looking forward to a rematch on national TV. Joey Janela does need some star-making performances. He had a very good match with Kenny Omega a couple of weeks ago on AEW Dynamite, and he has cooled down ever since then, kind of feuding with the champion Shawn Spears. So I'm ready for him to come back up a little bit with a great match against Jon Moxley next week on AEW Dynamite. So for our final count, 3rd count, we got to get into an injury note, an unfortunate injury note coming out of NXT last night. Bobby Fish. Bobby Fish, one half of the NXT Tag Team Champions with Kyle O'Reilly of the Undisputed Era. He suffered a possible concussion in the tag team title match against Dominik Dijakovic and Keith Lee. Keith Lee tossed him to the outside prior to the first commercial break for the NXT telecast, and when we came back, Roderick Strong in his street clothes had replaced Bobby Fish. They showed the replay, and that it looked like Bobby Fish's head connected with Kyle O'Reilly's knee. He was supposedly very shaken up. After that, he was basically escorted to the back, and he did not continue in the match, and Roderick Strong recovered from them. It was a very, very, very good match for being on the fly and improvise the way it was. So I have to hand it to these guys, especially Roger Strong. He showed why he's one of the best in the world, honestly, with his performance last night. But Bobby Fish, our thoughts and prayers to him. Hopefully it's not a concussion, it's not that serious, but we got to keep an eye on this, and this is kind of goes to the point of maybe they're doing a little bit too much with the NXT guys, having them on Raw, having them on SmackDown, having them on NXT, and maybe it might be catching up to them. We also had Candace Rae. We haven't heard a full evaluation of Candace Rae, but she looked pretty banged up during her match against Dakota Kai last night. It seemed like she had like a mild ankle injury, and she did have the spot where she was supposed to German suplex Dakota Kai on the apron, but both ladies fell flat to the floor in a really hard bump. So hopefully Candace Rae is going all right, as well as Akira Tozawa. Akira Tozawa looked like he might have got a possible concussion in his Cruiserweight Championship match against Leo Rush. He looked very woozy and banged up. There was a weird spot towards the end of the match where he just didn't get up, and then he got his legs underneath him and ended the match well, but he did not look well at all as well. So we're going to keep an eye on Akira Tozawa and Candace Rae. That is the update on Bobby Fish, but we will keep you updated on that right here on the 3 count with SP3. And then I'm going to give you an extra count, just a couple of contract notes. So Lana has just re-upped with the WWE with a new 5-year deal. Congratulations, WWE. More pregnancy and cheating scandals and cuckold scandals. A cuckold storyline to come with BBC Bull himself, Bobby Lashley, dominating Lana and Rusev. Hopefully this culminates in a huge WrestleMania match. We got to deal with this feud for about like 4 to 5 more months. So, and then another contract note is Matt Hardy. He made his return to Monday Night Raw this past Monday in Chicago, Illinois. His contract expires with WWE in 3 months' time. He has not re-signed with WWE. He even put out a cryptic tweet himself saying that it is a very difficult time where he has to think about, very confusing time for him, where he has to think about his next decision. So that is the 3 count with SP3 for November 28th, 2019. Please put a comment down below. Let's talk about this Mauro Ranallo story because it's very interesting. Like I said, it's a story that's gonna keep on continuing. Let's talk about Joey Janela, what you guys are looking forward to. If you think Joey Janela versus Jon Moxley is gonna be a great match. If you think that Joey Janela has been being treated properly in his AEW run so far. And let me know what you guys think about Bobby Fish and all the other possible injuries that happened last night on NXT. And what is your thoughts? What did you think? Did you think AEW Dynamite was better last night or NXT? Place a comment down below. Place your happy Thanksgiving wishes to everyone at the Tru Heel Heat family. So on behalf of everyone at Tru Heel Heat, for myself, Top Guy JJ, Miss Chrissy Love, our producer, Baby Seth, Ness XT, Drunk Guy JJ, Romeo with the Romeo Report, and all the cast of characters that are still yet to come, because we got more new segments yet to come to announce to you guys. For all of us at Tru Heel Heat, we wish you a very, very happy Thanksgiving to you and yours. Like I said, place a comment down below, like and share, push that subscribe button, and become a part of this experience. Feel the heat. It is me, your Tru Heel Phenom SP3, signing off for the 3 count with SP3. Until next time.